Once you've built up a good set of fundamentals, developed basic tools, studied a few different artists and a few different styles, start looking at the fundamentals of life. Analyze why things are the way that they are. Study life itself and start making your own tools for creating art that interprets life in your own way. Consistently look for new things to figure out. How does a hand work? How does water work? How do clouds work? What kind of different clouds are there? Become a cloud expert. Every time we learn something new, we can't wait to put it into our drawings. New knowledge affects our art and ultimately our style. There is a very simple driving force behind the style of Pixar art director Dice Tsutsumi.
If I'm creating a painting or drawing, I wouldn't really let myself do something I don't like. So in a way, that's my style.
The best way to create a great style is to not look for it. Instead, look for knowledge. Whenever you learn something new, it affects your art. Learn enough things, and the sum of that knowledge will create a style. If you developed your style from life, as opposed to mimicking other artists, then you will have created a much more unique style. Life is the best designer. It is where all artists get their inspiration from. Confucius said, "Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it." So find the beauty in life. Look for it in the most mundane things. Find the beauty in a light bulb, in a spoon. Get interested in it. Really look at the subtleties and think, why do I see that? Where's that light coming from? As you go on your search for knowledge, you will start to gravitate towards certain aspects of life. For example, if you've always been a fan of horror movies, perhaps you'll find yourself staring at a raw steak a little bit longer than usual and thinking, what is it about this steak that makes me interpret it to be flesh? You might be interested in skeletons a lot more than the average person. You can start learning about bones and start incorporating them into your paintings. For me, I'm very much interested in creatures. So I do everything I can to learn more and more about how the creatures of our planet work, and that helps me to better understand and create my own worlds, my own creatures. A great style is unique to the artist. Often, when I look at a painting or drawing that has a really successful style, and then I meet the artist, I understand the paintings even more because there is a clear connection between the artist and the work. For example, one of my favorite artists is Peter Desev. His style is very charming, humorous, and effortless. So when I met him, it was no surprise to me that he is all of those things. He's a funny and naturally charming person. Another great example is Dara. Her art is very sweet, genuine, and appealing. And of course, so is she. I draw creatures. Where did that come from? How does that reflect me? When I was growing up in Toronto, Canada, and going to school in my area, there weren't very many Chinese people. I guess in a way, I felt like a creature. I was very different from everybody else. I also have an underbite, and as a child, that kind of thing affects you more. In many ways, that made me feel even more like a creature. And you can see in many of my creatures, they have underbites as well. This wasn't something I thought about until much later on. While lecturing on style, I noticed these patterns in my own work. Throughout my career, I found myself gravitating towards things that looked unusual, creatures and strange animals. And that's why I say, go out and explore life. See and learn as much as you can out there. And you'll certainly find yourself gravitating towards certain topics, certain subjects, and creating a style that is all your own. One that reflects you as a person, whether you know it or not. I often see things in my paintings that reflect my life. For example, a few years ago, my brother got rabbits. When I tried to pet them, one of them tried to bite me. After that, I subconsciously started adding rabbits into my paintings, rabbits that were about to be trapped, or which looked disgusting and weird. Another great way to develop your style is to limit yourself. Try restricting the mediums that you can use. For example, Try working with just one green marker and one brown pencil crayon. What kind of art can you create with that? When you limit yourself, you force yourself to be more innovative, and often that creativity creates a new style that nobody has ever seen before. But most of all, you must draw and paint to learn, not just to create. The motivational writer Ralph Marston said, "Excellence is not a skill, it's an attitude." You must have the mindset that you're on the search for knowledge, not just a style. An important habit that has really helped me create my style and increase my artistic skill level is keeping a sketchbook beside my bed. I sketch in that sketchbook first thing in the morning when I wake up. So before I climb out of bed, before I brush my teeth, before anything, I'm sketching. I found that when I sketch first thing in the morning, it makes it much easier for me to draw or paint throughout the day. If I wait until the afternoon to start painting or sketching, it becomes dramatically more difficult and I usually have a bad drawing day. Ever since I started sketching first thing in the morning, my bad drawing days have all but disappeared. Another good habit that has helped me is before I go to sleep, I think about what I'm going to be drawing the next day. When you have a reason to get up in the morning, it makes it that much easier to do so. Vincent van Gogh once said, "I dream of painting, and then I paint my dreams." You don't always have to draw in order to practice drawing. Practice with your eyes and brain when you have no paper. This is another great habit to have. Remember, one of the most powerful ways to think in life is to visualize. Here's one last piece of advice from Marcelo Vignali.
Relax. Take your time. Be patient. All these things don't come overnight. All this, developing your talent. Think about it this way. If, let's say you wanted to be a good artist, and I had the power to bestow that to you, and just said, boom, that's it, you've got it. What joy would that be? To automatically have it immediately, like within maybe a couple of years or something, you'd get bored with it, you'd move on. But what keeps us engaged in what it is that we do is that it is so elusive, that it's intangible, that you're drawing well on one particular thing, and then as years go by, it develops into something else, and then you look back at your older work and say, wow, that was wonderful what I was doing back then. Why didn't I keep that up? And well, yeah, I learned this, but I already started forgetting this. I have to take some of this and incorporate it back over here. The whole process is fun. And I would just remind people that the reason why we do it is fun. So be patient, because the journey is, I think, more fun than the destination. And I think that the journey, it's good to have a destination as being a goal, but the journey becomes the goal. And that is sometimes if we rush by it too quickly, we don't really appreciate what a wonderful time we actually were having as we were learning.
Schoolism Live Workshops is a fantastic opportunity to learn from your schoolism teachers live, in person, when you receive education from someone that is known for what they do, successful at it. It's learning on a whole new level, being taught their personal techniques, methods, philosophies that have taken their amazing careers to where they are today. The experience of going to a Schoolism Live workshop is truly education evolved.
So people are saying, they're looking at a person and they're saying, okay, I want to capture that idea with an image, right? So this might be something similar to what the cavemen were doing, right, when they're trying to depict a person.
Rather, want to make sure I'm clear with my idea, right? We're talking about clarity of ideas, right? And then what ends up happening is I start enhancing it and adding more. Sort of like my sketch style. I start simple, light, and then build and build and build.
Even as a working professional, you have to stay sharp. You have to keep evolving, keep learning. Because our industry is evolving. And for artists to keep up, or better yet, get ahead, the best way to do that is to learn from the people that are already there.
That's why I love hanging out with more artists, because we can go on for days just talking about art. I love it, right?
Hi, I'm Katie. I came all the way from Michigan to come to the Schoolism workshops today, and I'm so glad I did. They were amazing. I learned so much. Very interactive, and picked up some great tips, and I hope they continue to do more of them because I'll be coming back.
Come check us out. And stay tuned as Schoolism Live Workshops visits a city near you.